Hello everybody and welcome to an impromptu reaction video. Now, a couple of hours ago, Cull released a third single from their upcoming album Exile. They were originally apparently only supposed to release the two singles, which was Set Nacht Her, which I did a few days ago, and Vow of the Exiled, which I did about a week or so ago. But they've released a third single this evening called A Summoning to War, or Dea Bellorum Invicta. Once again, they have very generously furnished me with some lyrics, and once again it contains story. This is quite a long bit, and it says here, excerpt taken from the Journal of Count Wilhelm. It says, "For how many months have I heard the tumultuous cacophony of carnage in my dreams? Each night my eyes close and it begins again. The fanfare of horns, the call to arms, the commanding clarion demanding a price paid in blood and flesh. My heart races, my blood quickens. Each fibre of my being yearns to throw itself with reckless abandon into the carnage. And yet again, each morning I rise with tired limbs, uncomprehending of why I am assailed by such dreams of slaughter, and why I greet such nightmarish visions, not with horror and repulsion, but with a glee and bloodlust. I have never before tasted any of the numerous battlefields in my past. Yet now the timbre of dreams shifts, the battle horns still call out to me, their peals seemingly echoing across the unfathomable chasms. Still I hear the clash of iron and steel, and hear the cries of victory and defeat as slayer and slain are dealt their hands by capricious fortune, though now I hear too the voice of a woman. Though the words are indistinct, I seem to hear each syllable as clearly as I do the shrill clarion over the battle's din. She appears to me a vision in silk and steel, a diaphanous cotton, both hard as iron and yet delicate as gossamer strands." Now, this track itself comes after Vow of the Exiled. Set Nacht Her comes before Vow of the Exiled, and seem to outline the preparation for the attack on the Principality, which was the focus of the track Vow of the Exiled, and this one seems to is after Vow of the Exiled, so this is possibly this might be talking about the aftermath and what the victor of that battle is experiencing. I will find out, because I'll do my usual. So I'm thinking we'd just get straight to the track, he says, after waffling on for 3 minutes, and we'll see what comes of it. So this track, Summoning to War, by Cull. So once again, Cole bring us a fantastic, tremendous, monumental piece of music. Again, you know, a mix of the really good, really heavy riffs, some beautiful orchestration in the background, the piano really cutting through the sound of the music there. The actual vocals in this are sung considerably slower than most of the other two tracks, but again, it opened with some spoken parts of the lyrics, which is very reminiscent of Old Belle Sagoth. I say Old Belle Sagoth, I mean they have been around for a very long time. And it opens up here. Upon seas of time she rides the wave of fate. Come to me, daughter of the Hund, you who hath seen the birth of man and borne witness to the end of aeons. Attend them, the war horns sound within my soul abound. Hark, I hear the call across the seas of time, a compulsion so sublime, a summoning to war. Blessed goddess, betwixt the plains upon Stygian wing, thy wrath unchained. I have answered your call, you who have bridged the gap twixt the realms perennial and ephemeral. Come, let our blades satisfy the demands of baleful ire, to glory in carnage, and be satiated in slaughter. Now, having read the opening chapter there, the story behind, it seems to suggest, like, this guy, he's like overthrown an area, he's victorious in battle, and he's at the moment sort of sitting there relaxing, you know, relishing in the spoils of war, yet he seems to yearn for more battle. You know, he seems to want more. He wants to go further, he wants to conquer further, you know, further cities, further countries, you know, and such like that. And of course, in this sort of era, all of these things were basically connected to, like, the goddess of war wants me to continue, the goddess of the hunt is willing me on to further my triumph. So I'm guessing that that's what it is. Again, it's a very, very good piece of music. I really do like this band. They are fantastic. We shall carry on and see where else this goes. And there we go. Another fantastically grand piece of music. This one has a lot more sort of orchestration, like strings and piano, than any of the other 2 tracks that I've done reaction videos to. And it's actually quite a short track as well, comparatively speaking. Now, the lyrics carried on when we came back in. It said, "Across the seas of time, compulsion so sublime, what chaos hast thou wrought to summon me to court? Black mistress far beyond the temporal sea, black goddess thou belongst to me. Together we'll blot out the sun and grant them, these realms, no absolution. Blessed goddess, betwixt the plains, upon Stygian wing, thy wrath unchained." It repeats that bit twice. And then it carries on. "What is this need? Insanity? But what deeds and deities await my blade? Now offer fealty to me. Die." "Satiated in slaughter, to glory in carnage, our blade shall descend to this erstwhile king, and then together we shall rise, our spirits carnally entwined, our passions to blot out the sun, to glory my benighted one, we shall conquer creation's throne." So, excuse me, this person, I can't remember the name of the guy now, Count Wilhelm, you know, he feels compelled, he feels a overwhelming need to further his conquest, you know, to further claim cities for his, you know, in his conquest, to further, like, conquer countries and stuff like that. And, you know, he basically yearns for it, and there is a word there, what is this need? Insanity. It's like he wants, you know, he feels so compelled to, like, conquer more and more. You know, his hunger for conquest is growing bigger and bigger, that he feels it's like some kind of mania, you know, that if he doesn't do it, he will surely go insane. And there's a line there, "But what deeds and deities await my blade?" So it seems like he's actually growing in madness to the point where he thinks he can take on the gods themselves. Because there's a last I was reading a line and trying to talk at the same time. There's the last couple of lines there. It says, "To glory my benighted one, we shall conquer creation's throne," which to me sounds like he wants to overthrow God, as it were. So, you know, he's just thirsting for more and more. It's a really good song, like I said, really short, but it's got a lot more orchestration than the other 2 tracks I've reacted to. There is a little bit of text that actually follows as well. It says, "Recondite knowledge of the nature of the coexisting planes thus revealed, for the demands of war commanded it so. Mortal steel and by mortal hand summoned to those that seem so ephemeral, but are deathless, in so far as men's mind would reckon, to bring a mortal finality to that otherwise eternal. For even gods may grow corrupt, and even the divine can lust for carnality." So, yeah, there's definitely a sort of intertwining thing. He's like, the gods have told me to do this, but in return I shall take the fight to the gods. I shall overthrow them as well, and I will take my place, theoretically, as a deity instead. You know, this is one thing I really love about this band, is the actual story that they're telling. You know, as far as I know, they've actually written this story themselves. I'm not entirely sure. You know, and it just shows a great amount of skill, a great amount of imagination, and, you know, they've worked really, really hard on this. And it's a fantastic track. It's a fantastic album. I actually reviewed the album in its entirety. I wrote a review on my Facebook page, the Metalhead Reacts Facebook page. There is a post where I've reviewed the entire album and given my opinions. It might not be very good because it's the first time I've actually written an entire review, but, you know, that's not for me to decide whether it's good or not. But this, again, absolutely fantastic track. I'm really, really looking forward to further releases from this band, because I have thoroughly enjoyed everything I have heard from them so far, and I don't know what that noise is. I'm not familiar with that one. You know, so yeah, absolutely fantastic. I really, really do enjoy their music. It really gets me excited. It really gets me pumped. You know, I really very much enjoy their work. And I feel very privileged of the fact that I've been allowed to hear the album in its entirety already. I mean, it's not due for release until the end of next month, I believe. So, you know, I feel very privileged of that fact, and the fact that they, you know, they approached me to listen to these tracks and to essentially give my opinions. But I will leave that as it is. As per usual, you know, if anybody wants to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so by all means. Drop a comment in the comment section below, or message me on my Facebook and Instagram. Their links are down below. But do know, when you make a suggestion, it will take me a while to get around to it, because I get suggested dozens and dozens of tracks every single day, and I can't record the videos fast enough. But rest assured, I do write down every suggestion that gets made, so it will get done eventually. It just may take some time to get around to it. Metalhead Reacts is also a very proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are a British-based charity whose main goal is to put an end to hate crimes, most specifically hate crimes aimed at people of the alternative subculture, whether you listen to alternative music or dress in alternative fashion. You know, no matter who you are, no matter what you choose, no matter how you choose to live your life, as long as it's within the confines of the law, no one has any right to tell you otherwise. You know, you can be who you want to be. You are allowed to be an individual. Everybody is allowed to be an individual. If they don't like the kind of music that you listen to, they don't have to listen to it. If they don't like the clothes that you're wearing, they don't have to look at you. You are free to be whoever you want to be. And these people that think they can justify verbally or physically attacking you just because of the way you look need to be told. There needs to be an end put to it, because it's unacceptable. You know, people are getting physically attacked just because they're different, just because they dress differently, just because they don't follow the mainstream music. You know, if everybody liked the same thing, the world would be an incredibly boring place. And it's something that needs attention, you know, because we see other hate crimes mentioned almost on a daily basis, whether it's racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, you know, whatever it is. These things get mentioned on an almost daily basis, whereas people getting attacked for their choice in music and dress sense, you know, it doesn't get mentioned enough, and it's something that needs to be brought to the forefront, because, you know, people are getting attacked almost daily just because of their choice in music, just because of the choice of clothes that they wear, and it's unacceptable. It needs to be stopped, and this is what the Sophie Lancaster Foundation wants to do, because regardless of how small of an issue it might seem, it's still a hate crime. You know, people are getting beaten just because of the music they listen to, and it's unacceptable. That's like beating someone up because they don't like the same flavour ice cream as you. You know, everybody's got every right to be an individual. Everybody's got every right to be who they want to be. Excuse me. So if you'd like to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link to their website in the description below. You can pop over there, find out what they're working on at the moment, find out what their end goal is, because they can explain it better than I can, because I go off on random tangents. And if you can help them in any small way, even if it's something as small as one of these Sophie bracelets, that's greatly appreciated. Every little bit helps, and the sooner we can get an end put to all this hatred and prejudice, the better. But I'm going to leave that as it is for the time being. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.